So what I wanted to ask, so Jimbo, I know that you've obviously still been putting out your YouTube content, you've still been doing all your testing and whatnot. So just kind of wanted to pick your brain. Is there anything that you're really liking nowadays in terms of protection products? I know that seems to be kind of the biggest hot topic in terms of detailing chemicals, and so just wanted to kind of hear from you. How's everything going on that front? Are you liking anything more than the other? Have you any new favorites or anything like that have popped up recently?
So just yesterday I got it, but I played with it a little bit longer, and I think it's more geared for a consumer. But Turtle Wax launched a black spray wax and a one-step polish for black. And I'll say this as a caveat. I don't think it's a professional product, right?
Okay.
Because clear coat is clear coat, right? For the consumer though, I think that product could be cool because they had it as a whole kit. So they have a one step and then a spray, and it comes with a pad, and it's kind of the perfect pad for the liquid. Cause you know how that is an endless debate of like, well, which pad is perfect for this liquid?
Yeah.
And it's like, it depends. Right. And so I think for those of us that have experience with it, we can kind of mess around with any liquid and pad combo. Right. But if you're looking at a normal consumer that has a black car that just wants their black car to look good.
Just tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do, right?
Give me the thing. I'll take it. Just tell me.
Right. So I have a video coming out on that. That's kind of cool. I do like a good, better, best, like a spray only, because it's meant to really be used as a kit. So, but I tried as like a spray only, mainly to look at filling capabilities of the spray. And then if you use the one step by hand and then the one step by machine, as far as so that's kind of cool for like black cars. The chemical resistance on that, I guess, isn't as much as say on other sprays. But I'm trying to think off the top of my head any other one that I've tried lately. So I just demoed. It was funny. The company Torque Detail emailed me, and they were like, "Oh, bro, we could totally make it through your torture test," and blah blah blah. And I was like, here we go again, right? Like,
oh boy, send it, right?
Yeah.
And so they did, and they're another one of those internet brands, right? Which I call them Facebook ad brands, whatever. And I haven't released it yet, but I'll kind of do a teaser on this one. Their product actually performed pretty well. I was kind of eating my words. So it's a little bit more on the expensive side. I think it's $40 for 8 ounces. And again, they're hitting that consumer market, so it's pretty expensive. But easy to use, goes on good, and made it through the torture test pretty good. Especially compared to, I'll tell you what I've been disappointed with is some of the McGuire's products, and I like all those guys, but I've been kind of disappointed in especially their sealant, their Pro Ceramic sealant M27, whatever the long name is.
Yeah, the one that comes in the gallon now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was a little disappointed in that one. It goes on really easily and stuff like that, but it just didn't seem to really have anything there. So.
Yeah. Well, we don't really publicize it, but like we also do like a lot of I'll pick up consumer products, right? Because I'm always curious to learn. I think that's
totally.
You're always after information. You're always after things, and just to kind of know where the market's at. And I think that I would say anybody that is a seller of chemicals, or anybody that is even remotely into detailing or is in that retail market, should also do testing on their own as well, just to kind of see where things are at. And I'll admit that there's some products out there that you can pick up on a shelf that I was like skeptical about.
Sure. And
then I use it and I say, well, crap, that was pretty nice. And then I'm like, well, and that smelled really good too. And the whole experience,
the Green Ceramic Spray is a good product, and you could pick it up on the shelf at pretty much any auto parts store, and that's a great product. So that I think that chasm that gap that used to be really wide between the like professional products and the consumer products that gap is dwindling. There's still a lot of junk out there, but that junk I'm realizing is everywhere, not just in like consumer only,
Oh yeah. That's why it's it's important to test things. And I like going back to what you're saying about the whole, the black and the black line of whatever wax, whatever sealant that was. So they actually, I can't remember, I don't think it was McGuire's. It may have been Turtle Wax. It was probably roughly 8 years ago. They did have a black specific and a white specific car wax. And it was a whole kit as well. And so it's definitely a play on the consumer, obviously, to change their perception, because anybody that's getting into that, or they just bought their first car, the first thing they're going to do is go to an O'Reilly's. They're going to go to a, Shepherd's or whatever, or Pet Boys or whatever they are. And they look on the shelf and they say, okay, well, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, wow, this is meant for black cars.
Yeah, right.
That sounds like what I need,
it
right?
Sounds, yeah, right. It sounds legit.
You have to fight that urge that's built into you once you've learned some of the stuff over time of like my instinct now when I hear stuff like it's for a black car, it's for I roll my eyes instantly because I'm just, oh, come on.
I know.
But as a consumer, you really got to step out if you're like, I'm seasoned pro, I understand this stuff. And it's not a better than or worse than thing when it comes to people.
Just get more knowledge.
Just a person, but it's just understanding, okay, the marketing is there because it works, but then you have the ethical question of like, well, is it okay to say that? I mean, it's not wrong. It does work to a degree, but does it work better than something else?
But that even transcends colored cars, and I think we all have a good grasp on just chemicals in general. And I feel like and I don't know if you guys feel the same, I get tricked all the time with these new chemicals that come out with their marketing, right? Or their verbiage. And it's like, wait, what? Is that even
it's an avalanche of catchphrases and like just buzzwords and they're too much, man.
Totally.
Too much.
And I'm sure you guys have your people that reach out to you and like, hey, have you tried this? What do you think of this? And I read it and I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like I don't even know what it is.
So tell me what it does without all the stuff. Just tell me functionally, what does it do? How should I expect it to perform? And then let me see if it matches up experience-wise to what you're telling me. And I'll see how it fits into everything else.
Yep. Yeah. And Dane, one of the hardest things is we do, like Jimbo, I don't know, we do a live Q&A every Thursday.
Yeah.
And that opens up a big can of worms because we have people who are, actively asking us questions. Hey, use this product. It's not working. How do I solve it? And we're like, I've never used that product.
I want to help you, but
I can't.
Alibaba, what?
Right. Yeah. And you're like, I'm sorry, man. I appreciate you coming to us for help, but I don't have any experience with that product.
There's no label except the return address says Kazakhstan. It's like, but I don't know what to do with
you
this.
feel bad because you're like, I didn't even know that was a product. I did a live this morning with the Color Lock team, and a guy emailed or wrote in the comments, and it was a product I had never even heard of. And he's like, it's not working in the IK sprayers. And I said, let me look this up. Let me go. Like,
what genre of product is this?
And then I find out it's naphtha. It's a pure solvent. And I'm like, he's putting lacquer thinner in a IK sprayer and then asking why it's breaking the IK sprayer.
It's because the sprayer doesn't work.
I'm like, it's not
definitely
the sprayer's
just
fault. You're using a heavy
burn it,
solvent.
turn it, write it off.
Missing a seal. The seal dissolved when I put this down.
It's leaking.
But it's surprising still. Like, and I think it just comes with the years of experience we have in the industry and learning about chemicals and learning about that we know what certain things can do and certain things can't do and what they can handle and what they can't handle. And it's,
we try to field as many of these questions as we can, but some of my favorites are like Levi. We had an email the other day, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, this guy emailed us and said, "Hey, I got this IK sprayer." And
he called us,
or he called us. Yeah, he says, "I got this IK sprayer. I'm putting this stuff in it. This mega foam product. This isn't working. I can't figure out what the dilution is. What is it?" And then I wouldn't have even thought to ask this, but Levi says, "Well, where'd you buy this from?" He's like, "Oh, I bought it from Adams." And he's like, "Well, you called us at the rag company, right?" And he's like, oh crap. So he literally had, the Adams sticker on the bottle, and he calls us, because he wanted some help. And you know what? We still helped him. We still guided him through it. And
you wonder why companies create black waxes, right?
Well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And make sure you are subscribed to the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. So, at any rate, that's us. And we'll see you later. Adios.